Hello everybody! My name is Dylan J. Curtis and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Curtis Zone. I have had a very long time to watch the series and we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about NFL Rush Zone. So I hope that you guys are ready and I hope that you guys are willing and waiting because I have watched the show and I loved it every single second of it. Alright, let's get started. But before we get started, as of always, news everyone. The first piece of news from the world of Disney, they have announced that Dua Lipa has been cast as Megara for the upcoming live-action Hercules series. I personally cannot wait for it because they've also casted Jennifer Hudson as the role of one of the muses. So let's keep waiting for that, shall we? Second piece of news from the world of Netflix, they have announced that Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 3 will start filming the day after Season 2 releases. They're doing this for two reasons. Number one, the timeline in the animated series has been very clear, and for number two, they want to make sure that they get everything done before the character that plays Aang, the actor that plays Aang, they want to get it all done before his voice changes. The final piece of news from the world of Marvel, they have announced that they are not setting it in stone, but they are exploring the idea of returning Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist to the world of the MCU. Whether or not they're going to bring back the actors or whether or not they're going to bring back all the designs and everything is not set in stone. They're just exploring the idea. All that said, let's talk about the origin of the NFL Rush Zone. We're going to start with the non-fiction origin, then move into the fictional origin, then move into important moments, and then move into my favorite moments that end it all with powers and abilities of the main protagonist. For those of you who do not know how these history of episodes work, and if you're new here, that is. Let's start with the non-fiction origin, shall we? NFL Rush Zone would have its television debut in September 2010, had its final episode in October 2014. It was a huge part of the Nicktoons lineup, and it lasted 3 seasons and totaled in a number of 57 episodes, as far as I know. It's either 57 or 65. I don't know. Anyway, the series had a lot of great episodes, and it also starred guest voice talent of NFL Hall of Famers, including NFL Hall of Fame coach Mike Ditka. So yeah, there's that. Now that said, let's move into the fictional origin. And remember, like and subscribe, my friends. Years ago, a scientist named Dr. Richard Zimmer was working on groundbreaking research that could save the world using energy. However, there was an explosion in his lab and he and his son were caught in the crossfire. But this would not stop him from creating the Guardians. RZ was trapped inside of a computer where he created a series of avatars to help with Guardian training, and his son was turned into Wildcard. Wildcard wants to use each of the Megacores. What are the Megacores, you may ask? The Megacores are the spirit of the entire NFL put together. Each Megacore can power an entire NFL team and is protected by a rusher, which is like a mascot. There are 32 NFL teams, the power of which embodied in the Megacores. However, in the wrong hands, these Megacores can be used for evil purposes, including destroying the world, which is why RZ created the Guardians. This will lead us to the first episode, when we would meet Ish. Young Ish would be recruited by RZ's avatars, and he would learn very quickly the ways of the Guardian, including how to protect the Megacores. And just like that, there you go, the origin of NFL Rush Zone. With all that said, let's move on to important moments. The first important moment you need to know about is the episodes themselves. Here's the thing. The first season of NFL Rush Zone was just Ish learning about his powers, but the episodes themselves, they didn't last very long. In fact, they were very short episodes, like 15-20 minutes apiece. The second season is when we get full-length episodes. This is due to the fact that NFL Rush Zone gained a lot of popularity. And because of this, we would get a lot of guest voice talents from a lot of NFL Hall of Famers and a lot of former NFL players. Running backs, quarterbacks, coaches, even sponsors and announcers. That was amazing, if you ask me. The next important one we're going to talk about is when we learn more about Dropkick and Wildcard. Dropkick and Wildcard were both a part of the research facility, and Wildcard is the son of the doctor who created the Guardians. However, he betrayed his father, and he would destroy him, and so this father would be locked in a computerized vault that was inside of the Hall of Knowledge. The Hall of Knowledge is hidden under the NFL Hall of Fame building, which is pretty cool. Which is when we would meet Ish, and Ish would not only return as a Guardian, but also he would bring in a lot of others to be Guardians with him. This leads us to our next important moment when Dropkick would betray Wildcard so that he could get his hands on all of the Mega Cores and use them all to build a weapon. However, this didn't last long because Wildcard would then regain control of the Mega Cores, and he would use them again to destroy Dropkick. This leads us to the final episode of Season 2, when Wildcard would use all the Mega Cores to try and destroy the power of the NFL. And so, Ish would make the ultimate sacrifice and sacrifice his entire Guardian power to stop Wildcard. That was amazing, my friends. Now moving to the third and final season of NFL Rush Zone, when Ish would be approached by a former villain by a past villain, and this past villain would make him an offer, get his powers back in exchange for getting back the Mega Cores. But Ish would betray him and use the Mega Cores to get his powers back, which was impressive, my friends. With all that said and done, let's talk about my favorite moments. I have 3 favorite episodes I want to talk about. The third favorite being the episode known as Ninja Nightmare. This episode featured the talent of Miami Dolphins player Cameron Wake and St. Louisville Rams player James Laurinaitis. In this episode, Wildcard was sent an army of ninjas to fight against the Guardians. However, these ninjas were very powerful, so the Guardians had to learn martial arts from one of the Guardians' cousins. It was pretty amazing to see it, my friends, and I liked it mostly because I have a little bit of a fear of ninjas. My second favorite episode is the episode entitled Oh Brother. In this episode, the coach brothers known as Jim and John Harbaugh make their guest appearance on it, and in this episode, Wildcard has used the Guardians' own rivalry against them, and has made them all hate each other. So the Guardians have to work together not only to free Ish from Wildcard's spell, but to also bring back their team and save a core. That was pretty awesome. My number 1 favorite episode is the episode entitled White Out. In this episode, first of all, it featured the voice talents of 2 Chicago Bears players, Julius Peppers and Matt Forte, with the help of Seattle Seahawks player Russell Wilson. Also, in this episode, the Seattle Seahawks are in trouble because there's a snowstorm near the Bears training facility, and so the Guardians have to help them get to the training facility while at the same time protecting their Mega Core from an evil force, which I'm not going to disclose because you gotta watch the episode. So yeah, there's that. Now with all that said and done, let's talk powers and abilities, ladies and gentlemen. First thing you need to know about the Guardians is that they are athletes. They are all football players. You have a quarterback, a kicker, linebacker, running back, and of course you have your offensive end. The cores give them the ability to enter the rush zone, which gives them an amazing invincible armor that can withstand anything. It also has energy manipulation and projection abilities. This includes energy blast, force shields, and the ability to transform into different constructs for them to use, including jets, shields, extra helmets, power fists. The list goes on for days. They use these cores to protect the Mega Cores, which are powered by the fans of the NFL. If these Mega Cores are to fall in the wrong hands, it can mean devastation. All I'm saying is that you do not want to mess with the Guardians. With all that said and done, another episode of the Curtis Zone has come to a close, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you so much for joining us, and of course hitting that like and subscribe button. Now, if you guys have a favorite episode from this series that you want to talk about, put it in the comment section down below. I'll get back to you. Also, I will be back with more and more as soon as you hit that like and subscribe button. Also, I will be back soon, guys. And of course, give some love to our sponsors, Coastal Waste and Recycling. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you just want to make a request for any episode, period, put it in the comment section down below. I'll get back to you guys. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Peace.